Change management actually can be able to occur when you hire the services of an influencer. Now, an influencer is somebody who has higher levels of believability, is credible, commands a large number of people who follow him or who believes in him. One of the ways in which a key influencer does is to sway people into a certain kind of thinking. Influencers are very useful when you are launching a new product, when you want to increase market share, or when you want to scare your competitor. In every change agent then must be able to understand the role and the power of an influencer. And every time when you introduce change, it is very, very important that you place these key influencers into key places of in leadership position. Now, what change agent, remember, is somebody who shares two traits. Number one, he knows where the firm is going and is able to persuade others to go with him. A lot of change agents actually knows where the organization is going, but again, they lack the power, the capacity to be able to sway people to go that direction. This is where an influencer comes, because an influencer is that person who has the power to sway others in that same direction. Welcome. This is Marketplace Media, an online platform that engages, equips, and encourages believers to say inawezekana. If this is your first time being here, we encourage you to hit the subscriber button so that every time when YouTube uploads a new video, you'll be able to be notified. This particular broadcast is sponsored by Freshworld Computers. These are experts if you are looking for live streaming gadgets, CCTV installation gadgets, advice on what kind of laptop or desktop you need to buy. Is your laptop broken down? These are the people. Do you have a student who needs a laptop? These are the best people. Freshworld Computers. You can call them on 0722 399 091. Freshworld Computers are located around Tom Boyer Street, opposite Imenti House in Dominion House, shop number 10C. Go to them, because Freshworld Computers, we've got you. So today we are talking about what you're calling 10 types of influencers within change management. Change management is very, very important if it's done well. Remember, we are all changing. What is trendy today will become obsolete tomorrow. What was trendy yesterday is already obsolete. By the way, we no longer talk about diskettes. Do we talk even about compact disc? They are gone. These days we have flash disk, and even the flash disc that we knew, they are changing shape and color, because things keep on changing. So what are those 10 types of influencers that every change agent needs to understand? Now, we need to understand that influencers come from different backgrounds and specialize in various fields, including but not limited to photographers, models, musicians, TV and social media stars, sports cars, athletes, editors, authors, entrepreneurs, and even politicians. And we've seen especially schools, universities hiring these either mostly politicians to come and grace their occasion. Now, there are 10 types of influencers in which every change agent should be aware. The first type is called nano influencers. We need to say that these are the smallest types of influencers, and their numbers are not very many. They range between 1,000 to 10,000. This, remember, given their number, but they have one big advantage, which is they are regular, everyday people. And so when you're looking for a small business with low budget, these are the people to go for. These are fans, so they will mention your product, they will mention their brand within their channels. Now, because they are very close to the fans, that means they are well versed and they can answer every comment and every questions. And so because of this, then it makes followers to be open in perceiving and accepting and implementing their endorsement, because they see it as authentic rather than other types of endorsement. Now, when you want to launch a new product, please go to nano influencers, because they will tell the your circle of influence about it. And again, when you want to test the acceptance level of the product, then go to nano. Then after nano, we go to the second type, which is micro influencers. They have the potential to grow, and their numbers are a little bit higher, because we are talking about 10,000 to 100,000. Now the engagement level of these people is basically very, very high. If you're looking for a relevant and a reliable and authentic level of followers, then go to micro influencers. Again, their prices are just affordable, you know, and these can be able to help you. The good side about them, they can be able to help you to deliver the right messages to the right people on a larger scale. We are talking about 10 to 100k. Then we have the third type of influencers, which we call macro influencers. Now macro influencers, the numbers are a bit high, because we're talking about 100k to 500,000, have a million. Again, just as like macro and nano, these are also able to engage and reach, okay, and they have relatively high number of followers who are very loyal. And so when you go for these people to campaign and to sell your product, you are sure that there is a number of loyal followers that are there. The only problem with these kind of influencers is that the pricing to secure them, to get their services, they are a little bit high. But the good thing, again, despite the price, is that once you engage them, they will ensure that your brand is known, is also noticed, and that there is a lot of discussion that going around it. And that is why most politicians and schools, universities would want to get these people, because they will make your product to be known, they will make it to be noticed, and it will create a discussion. Okay, then we have what the fourth type, where we are calling it the mega influencers. Mega influencers, these collaborate with several brands, and because they are very known, and the good thing is that they are able to offer the brand the ability to increase its presence. Remember, one of the things that you need as a change agent is to have influence. You do not want to fade and to sink into oblivion. You want to be noticed. You want to create influence, and so mega influencers will help you. The only downside about them is that they are the price to secure them, to get their services, is also very high. But again, we are looking about numbers of 500,000 to around 2M. If you're not interested in mega influencers and nano and micro and macro, then you can talk about all-star influencers as the fifth type. Now, this kind of influencers, their numbers are way high, because we're talking about over 2 million. Now, these are celebrities, and they have massive following, and their audience is diverse. It doesn't come from one, and so it means just one post from about, when they make just one post, if they post something about you, about a product, then it will have a very quick following. It will generate a fast number of people within a very short time. The problem with them is that they are very costly, and mostly they deal with only the large brands. This is Marketplace Media, an online platform that engages, equips, and encourages believers to say inawezekana. If you are here for the first time, we encourage you to hit the subscribe button, so that every time when YouTube uploads a new video, you will be notified. We are learning about 10 types of influencers that we need to engage in change management. Let's go to number 6 type of influencer, and that is a fake influencer. As the word goes, these are not genuine. These are the people that would go and get the picture or a photo of a certain celebrity. They would clone it and make it and craft the page, whether we are talking about Instagram or we are talking about YouTube or Facebook. They would make it look that they are on. Okay, and you do not want to work with fake people, because once you engage in a fake kind of influencer, then of course your product will be rejected. Okay, then we have number 7, which we call the mayor. The beautiful thing about mayor is that the mayor is known all over within the organization, whether you're talking about top management, middle management, you know, even down there, a mayor is known by everybody else. And so once these people support a certain product, if they like your product, if they talk about your product, if they endorse it, then you can take it as good that the whole company has taken it because of that ability to connect with everybody. Then we have the Energizer is number 8. The Energizer, these are the people that once you meet with them, they encourage you, they make you strong, they make you to believe into your product, into yourself, and you want to buy it. And the good thing about an Energizer is that they make you feel good about the product. You can imagine if you call an Energizer somebody like Les Brown and people like Joel Osteen, because these are Energizers. You know, they give you lots of energy. They give you hope. And so these are the best people when you're launching a product to come and give a talk, to give an address. If you're talking about if you're holding a graduation, these are the best people to bring along because they're going to energize, they're going to make sure that people feel so enthusiastic to carry along the energy. But what would happen if the group that you are calling is fragmented and people are pulling in different directions? That is the time when you call the 9th kind of an influencer, who is called a bridge. Now these people will bring the spirit of togetherness, the spirit of cohesiveness. Actually what they are going to do is that they are going to knit people together, bring people together, be able to ensure that people are reading from the same page. You realize when change comes, there are people who doesn't want the change. There are some people who are daring. Some people are questioning the change. And so once you invite the kind of this kind of an influencer who we are calling the bridge, then you are sure that people are going to be on the same page with the energy. You know, they're going to see things from the same perspective, and so reduce rejection and increase acceptance of the idea. That means they are going to encourage an increase buying power. But on the reverse, just as we have Energizer, number 10, then we have what we call de-energizer. Now the de-energizer will actually keep the enthusiasm for any proposed change. They will go to all lengths, even going to the courts and ensuring that they secure a court order. They will go to the streets and they say, away with this kind of proposed change. Now, wisely, before you implement a change, you need, number one, to identify these people. Before you implement the change, before you make the change by public, you really need to identify with these people and meet with them. Okay, very, very important. And not only for de-energizer, but of all types of energizer. You need, number one, to, before you implement change, you need to list all the key influencers within the organization, either within or without. And you need to ask yourself, how many of these influencers will be affected by the change directly or indirectly? So, and then again, you need to ask yourself, how many of them will probably be positive about the change, and how many of them will be probably be negative? And among the two groups, between the ones that are positive and the ones that are negative, which group is more powerful? Which group is more stronger? Which group can carry the day? Is it the positive group or is it the negative influences? Now, if you discover that the positive group is more powerful and will carry the day when you implement the change, please, then we are saying, call all these people into a meeting and share the idea before the official launching. But if you discover that the stronger side is the negative side, you need to identify them. Remember, the first step that we said is that you identify them, and then you meet with each one of them individually. Don't meet them as a group. They are going to crush you. But one of the important things that you need to do is that you need to understand the key. You know, every person has a key. How are you going to frame? How are you going to say it so that you can get into their heart? One of the things in which we are not able to get to get a deal and strike a deal is simply because we do not understand the key to people. As a communicator and as a change agent, it's very important for you to do your due diligence and be able to understand what is the key of each influencer. So those are the 10 types of influencers that actually happen during the change agent. Very, very important. This particular broadcast has been sponsored by Flashworld Computers. These are expert in dealing with live streaming gadgets, with CCTV installation, computers, desktop repairs, and advice. Please call them up on 0722 399 091 and please consider subscribing to this channel. Thank you so much for watching our channel. This is Marketplace Media, an online platform that engages, equips, and encourages believers to say in Uwezekana. I'm your host, John Kimani. Remember what you always say.